TNP, let's talk about it here. Let's talk about it now. Let's talk about it right now. Let's get to it. Talk about Trump bombing Iran. Trump bombing nuclear silos, nuclear plants, nuclear weapon development plants, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, man, we gonna talk about this, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a new world order out here, man. Things are going all types of topsy turvy in America, in this world, globally. Man, yes, let's get to it.
Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the three key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's number one state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American.
Trump, showing that real strength, showing that real leadership, showing that real courage. You know what I'm saying? Showing that real guile, showing that real commander-in-chief spirit that we've been lacking in America for so long, man. Strong masculine spirit that's been lacking in America for so long, man. You know, we got Joe Biden, got Joe and the whole Kamala Harris, you know what I'm saying? We got Bro Chris, Obama. Finally got somebody that's going to stand out for the American people, man. It's going to say, you know, use the power you have. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing what Trump's doing. You know what I'm saying? North Korea, we know we know what that is. It's a bigger armament. That's a bigger giant that we got to slay. But just to, you know, come to the aid of Israel, come to the aid of, these Middle Eastern countries that's being bullied by Iran, man, it's a big thing right here, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been lacking this for years in leadership.
American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the
bombs over Baghdad.
Brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary
Trump, like I said, man, showing the American military strength and fortitude, man, that's real. It's a big up to the American people, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we do like to stick our nose and butt our nose into other folks' affairs and the foreign affairs, but you know, like I said, it was had to come to the aid of an allied country in I think it's what, Israel. So I'm just really not I'm not overly concerned with Iran and the blowback from this nuclear attack or this bombing of this nuclear facility. I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, a lot of these nuclear warheads, these nuclear weaponry, it has to be, it has to be, what's the word, checked. It has to be authorized. It has to be, it's got to be some type of way we can ratify and come to some type of compromise with people who have military and nuclear capabilities. It's like we can't just allow a lot of these countries, like I said, North Korea, y'all next. We can't allow some of these folks to just run unchecked. In my opinion, I rock with it. I rock with this military strike. I think it's a long time coming. Iran has been acting a fool, in my opinion. So I'm all the way with it.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The United States has carried out massive precision strikes on 3 key nuclear facilities in Iran, obliterating them, in his words. We've seen a number of explosions over Tel Aviv and Jerusalem in the past few hours after Iran launched a missile attack. Israel says a number of areas were hit in the north and center of the country, with at least 16 casualties reported. Well, Israel says a number of areas were hit in the north and center of the country, with those casualties reported, and 30 missiles in total were managed to breach the Israeli defense shield. Sirens sounded in several regions as Israel's defensive systems operated to intercept the threat. These pictures show some of the damage from Iranian attacks. Well, we'll be hearing more on that in just a moment or two, but first, let's take a listen once again to President Trump. During an address at the White House, he said future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier if Iran does not make peace.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities.
Tonight, the news strikes a surveillance camera capturing an Iranian missile hitting a residential building in Israel. And this Iranian strike hitting the northern Israeli city of Haifa, while Israel striking missile launchers in Iran. Today, in an exclusive interview, Iran's foreign minister calling on President Trump to demand Israel stop its attacks.
What it needs is only a telephone call from Washington to Tel Aviv to stop it. Of a wanted war criminal who has grown accustomed to exploiting the lives and wealth of American citizens to further the Israeli regime's objectives. The U.S. act of aggression against Iran's peaceful nuclear facilities constitutes not only a flagrant breach of the UN Charter, especially the prohibition of the use of force under Article 2, Paragraph 4, and the obligation to respect the state's territorial integrity and sovereignty, but also a violation of UN Security Council Resolution 2231. It cannot be emphasized enough.
It's funny how they worried about the UN and breaking these rules when they're, in my opinion, now it's a peaceful nuclear weapon, nuclear plant is what they're trying to say. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, you gotta know, y'all supposed to disarm, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Y'all making weapons of mass destruction. nuclear warheads, shit like that, man. I'm all with it. Like I said, it could definitely, see some of these things. It could definitely have a major blowback. Hopefully there's not a lot of terrorist cells hiding out in America, man. That's one of the worst things that we've done by making our borders so weak. Is we don't know we could have we don't know what we have. We could have Iranian terrorists anywhere in America, man. It's hiding in Minnesota, Texas, California, New York. Who knows, man? Florida. We could have a whole regime of Iranian terrorists, a power cell, supercell, just hiding out, waiting for their orders at this point. So, I mean, the propaganda is real. You got to put your aluminum hat on a lot of times when you're dealing with situations like this in America, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all a ploy, it's all a plot a lot of times. It's a lot of propaganda being spewed left and right from all different angles. So, to me, man, it's just a wild situation. You know what I'm saying? As American people, we got to stick together. You know what I'm saying? It's not a time to be chicken fighting over race and bullshit, trivial things that are used to distract us at the bottom. This is a real thing right here. You know what I'm saying? Whether, like I said, domestic terrorism is real. We don't know with our weak borders the last 4 or 5 years. We don't know who's here. We don't know who's here. We don't know who's here. So I don't know. I'll just definitely be on the lookout. Definitely be very vigilant. Keep eyes on folks that's looks like they're up to no good, mischievous works. Keep an eye on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, domestic terrorism is real, man. That's how they gonna get us in America. It's not gonna be the same way in which we bombed their nuclear plants. That's just facts. America, we're too protected. Our military systems are too, advanced. So it's gonna be a situation which has always been, which is guerrilla warfare and domestic terrorism, just like 9/11. Just like anything that happens in America, it's domestic terrorism. So that's my biggest thing, and why we have to shore up these borders, and why a lot of us conservative folks are so adamant about having strong borders in situations like this. Now, with Trump's situation, we're common citizens. We don't know the particulars. We don't know the details. We don't know the exact intel that he have regarding these nuclear plants. So, for all we know, this could have been something where it's a huge positive. We got to look at it like that. We can't always have a knee-jerk, angry reaction when situations like this, when our country conducts military strikes and stuff like that, because we don't know the issues. This could literally be a threat to our safety in the future. So, in my opinion, it's always smart to smash a fly with a hammer. It's time to be diplomatic, and it's time to act. So I'm all the way with Trump's decision to do what he did. In all honesty, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, if we are allies to Israel, we have to act accordingly. In my opinion, we have to do. Iran is sending all type of missile strikes there. They're having wars going on now. We've interjected ourselves into this war, unfortunately, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm never really always the biggest fan of going to war, because I just know that's not a positive thing. That's not how God created us to live in this world. But he gave us all free will, and everybody's choosing to use their free will as they please, which is unfortunately a lot of folks think chaos is the way to go. So we're gonna see how this thing shakes out, man. Like I said, this is the Iranian foreign minister holding a press conference after the Trump bombs key nuclear. Let me see that key nuclear site. So,
how much of a devastating blow that the US, a permanent member of the Security Council, has dealt to the global non-proliferation regime. The Islamic Republic of Iran reminds the United Nations, the Security Council, the UN Secretary General, the International Atomic Energy Agency, and other relevant international bodies of their duty and responsibility to take urgent and decisive action in response to this breach of international law. Silence in the face of such blatant aggression will plunge the world into an unprecedented level of danger and chaos.
That's a knee-jerk reaction.
Humanity has come too far as species to allow a lawless bully to...
I call cap on that. I call cap on that, man. He's fear-mongering. He's definitely, conflating this whole situation, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? How does this lead to a global situation of danger? Stop it. Stop acting like you're God. Stop acting like you throwing out these bluffs and these fake tough guy type of remarks. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up before we George Bush the motherfucking button and Iran be a goddamn wasteland, be a fucking desert. Like, chill the fuck out with all that. You know what I mean? That's one thing I don't really like about a lot of politicians, especially like this prime, whatever this prime foreign minister from Iran. Like, come on with the idle with the empty threats. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody want to hear all that shit. Like, we did what we did. Now what? You know what I'm saying? You talking because you do have no action behind your words. You know what I'm saying? That's why you talking. You know what I'm saying? You know you can't do nothing to America. What the fuck you gonna do? You know what I did? You know there's nothing you can do to America. So now you're complaining publicly. You want to cry on the ears of the UN. You want to see if maybe somebody will drop their nuts and try to challenge the U.S. Man, you cannot fuck with us. You understand? Hit that like button. You cannot fuck with the U.S. You know what I'm saying? We as the top dogs. You got to be a superpower, man. Iran, y'all little dogs, man. You can't fuck with us. You know what I did? We bull masters, full breed over here. So if it's one thing that America is very elite at, it's war. So you know what I'm saying? I would not trespass down that path to talk about some type of global warfare or shit like that going on. No. Like, come on, let's fall back with that.
Take us back to the law of the jungle. The Islamic Republic of Iran calls on the Security Council to convene an emergency session to unequivocally condemn the criminal act of aggression by the United States against Iran.
The crazy part is they speak English. That's the crazy part. They speak English in these countries, man. So that already shows you the stronghold America has on this world, globally. A lot of these, like, y'all, these Iranian folks, their minister speaks English. So, I mean, come on, man. Like, that's not a clear indication that you've been dominated, that you've been globalized, you know what I'm saying, that you have no real power. You know what I'm saying? You speaking the mother tongue of Europe, literally. So, and it's broken up a little bit, but it's hilarious when you think about it. To think you can even challenge or question the superpowers such as America, is wild. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna get down and lay down. You know what I'm saying? Trump was I just played the video. Trump, he's not playing around with these foreigners. I'm telling you right now, he's really not playing around with these terrorists, people that have nuclear weaponry that's over here manufacturing nuclear weaponry and nukes. He's not fucking around. And for better reason, for great reason. Hit that like button for me. For great reason. I'm glad he with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, personally.
And to hold the administration in Washington accountable for its violations of fundamental principles of United Nations Charter and of norms of international law.
Excuse me. Like I said, the only thing he can do is play on public opinion. He's over here crying to the UN. You know what I'm saying? And he's hoping and wishing, like saying, throwing stones down the well, hoping that somebody will hear his cries that, bad America, come shame them, come save them, come save us. Somebody denounce what America has done to us. But no, man, like I'm telling you, I'm all the way with Trump America, make America great again, dog. I'm fucking with it, man. Because Iran, we've heard so much stuff for months and months and on years of just turmoil going on in Iran, and it's time to really put a stomp down on this shit. You understand? Like, it's time for that, and that's, like I said, a powerful leader was needed, and we got one. We got one, and then we got one in the White House. And we got a new regime in town. You know what I'm saying? So I rock with it, man. Unequivocally rock with it, man. Because shoot. America, we really not a cowardice nation, man. We're really not a nation built to cower. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we do, like I said, stick our nose in foreign affairs, but rightfully so. If we tell you to disarm yourself, you need to take note of that. North Korea. So yeah, a lot of these places, man, we gotta make an example out of them. You know what I'm saying? We have, like I said, we're friends with Israel. Yeah, we got to come to their defense. They dropping bombs on Israel. Let's go ahead and end this motherfucking war right now in the Middle East. So it's unfortunate, but sometimes in order to get peace, you must go through war, and that's facts. Any real man that knows life, that has lived life and lived long enough, he knows that. Peace doesn't come free. You hear a lot of the we hear a lot of the former military leaders. I can't remember who made that quote, but freedom is not free. You know what I'm saying? It comes at a price. So, and that price can sometimes be a military action, military strikes. It's unfortunate that I'm sure if it's loss of life going on, and that's just never nothing to just breeze over and gloss over. A loss of life is sad. I don't care where it is or who it is or what it is, you know what I'm saying? But it comes a time and place where if you are defiant and if you defy the commands to lower your arms and to try to create a environment of peace, something has to be done. So I fuck with Trump. Everybody, I know all the liberals is got their pussies and they panties in their pussy. You know what I'm saying? They panties in a bunch. You know what I'm saying? They pussy got sand in it right now. They over here crying and complaining. You know what I'm saying? I seen folks posting talking about we not, you know what I'm saying, Iran, we're sorry and shit, man. Fuck Iran. You know, dig? A lot of these places you got to get down or lay down, man. Shout out to state property. A lot of these places you got to get down or lay the fuck down, dog. This is America. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad to see this old school type America because, like I said, I'm born in the 80s, the end of the 80s, 89. I'm 89, baby, man. I'm used to a strong military. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to the George Bush regimes, and a lot of folks were, we put our foot down on a lot of things historically. Historically, you got to put your foot down. You got to stand for something or fall for anything. And like I said, a good leader like Trump, he's going to lead us into some prosperous years. I can feel it. I can really feel it. He's only been in office a few months. He's on, you know what I'm saying? He just got elected, just got in office. So a lot of folks, you got to be patient, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks, it's just funny how a lot of folks are, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be, woke, and everybody wants to have like all this empathy for these folks and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you better stand for America. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? And the privileges and the rights that this American government protects from you daily. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were worried about Iran and you're worried about Israel and all these people. You know what I'm saying? War in Iran, save this, save. I forgot the other place. I forgot what the other place, man. It's a Middle Eastern country that people was all crying about not too long ago. But y'all better have some damn honor and respect for the country in which you reside in, and stop all this liberalism and this communist bullshit that y'all be spewing out here, this rhetoric, man. Because like I said, y'all be the type that would have our country overthrown by foreigners. You know what I'm saying? So that's just facts. Like, y'all have us. The way that the mentality that y'all have, where y'all hate military, you know what I'm saying, the strong military, y'all denounce any type of military strikes and militarism, and y'all want to have this soft shoe mentality and this, you know what I'm saying, just kumbaya. That's not the world we live in. If any other country could dominate us, they would. You know what I'm saying? We're the only country with just this liberal mindset where we want to have this kumbaya moment and hold hands with every black, brown, yellow nation across the world globally, and that's just not true. A lot of these, if these nations have power, they will spank us. If a lot of these nations could, which they want to, I'm talking about Russia, China, North Korea, you know what I'm saying, Iran, if they had the power to dominate us militarily, they would do it in a heartbeat. America, we don't even do that. We get involved at the last ditch effort. Like, it's been times and times and times when Biden, everybody was trying to figure out whether they would get involved with just separate situations, then he didn't. A lot of times, like when they pulled out of that Middle Eastern country and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? I forgot what country that was exactly, but it's just the soft military is never a good idea, because that gives an impression that your country is ran soft. You know what I'm saying? It gives a impression that your country is just not a dominant superpower. You know what I'm saying? So, like, me personally, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at this whole situation. Like I said, man, you gotta put up and show a strong force in order to be respected globally, man. You can't be out here pushing transgenderism and pushing all this race baiting bullshit at the bottom level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be strong in everything you do, and that's I feel like Trump is doing right now. You know what I'm saying? He's building back the economy. He's showing folks that, you know what I'm saying, that America is not afraid to get involved in foreign affairs. You know, it's just it's a new regime. It's a new age. It's a new regime, and I'm rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? Trump all day. Make America great again. MAGA all day. Hit that like button for me. Hit that like button. And you know, more folks need to come out and put they, you know, put their face and they words and their actions behind what they're saying. You know, come online and be honest. You know what I'm saying? Let's tell the truth. Let's talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's be 100% honest with things that's going on in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Because this is we're living in some perilous times, man. Me personally, if I'm gonna live in some perilous times, I want a strong leader. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna live in some perilous times, as they say, I want a leader who is going to defend and have America first, and that is going to put America first over foreigners. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to have strong borders. That's going to have a tough military. That's going to, you know, push back on a lot of these ideas of this liberal mindset. And this, you know what I'm saying? So we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? This country, it's coming around. And if you don't see it, I feel for you. I feel for you, man. Like, and if you one of these people that's adamantly against America and the American ways and you know, and Trump and, you know, Republican and the conservative mindset, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to go somewhere with that communist mindset, dog. You feel me? We all got to be on one accord, man. We fight too much internally in this country, and that will be our biggest fall, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Which is a beautiful thing, but it's also an ugly thing. Like, you know, a lot of countries, they got to worry about being invaded. You know what I'm saying? They got to worry about, you know, being attacked externally. Like, you know, our biggest issue, our biggest threat comes from inside our nation, weak borders, who we allow into this nation, you know, miseducation, propaganda, social media being the tool of propaganda. Just people, just like I said, just mass misinformation being spread to the masses at the drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta, it's just the mindset. We're so free in America. I say this all the time. We're so free in America. We don't even understand how free we really are. And we really let these freedoms and these rights and these privileges go to our heads, and where we feel oppressed. Like we push it to a point where we're so free we complain. We're so free we complain about the same systems that protect us daily, that protect our families, that protect our right to, you know, live a positive life, to protect our food lines and our, you know, our processing plants and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even, it's like we just overlook that. You know what I'm saying? We just overlook all the systems that make America great and just think that it's expected. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even think about trading or any of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes America a great country and one of the greatest countries in the world, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't want to live in Iran. You know, I don't want to live in a country like Iran. You feel me? Like, constant war, just a perilous place to live. You know what I'm saying? The politics, just the, you know, it just seems like it's all disarray there. Who the fuck wants to live in a nation like that? So, hit this button.
The responsibility of the IAEA and its Director General, who through evidence bias in favor of warmongering parties paved the way for the current violence and bloodshed, is now clearer than ever. We call on the IAEA Board of Governors to immediately convene and carry out its legal responsibility in response to the dangerous US attack on Iran's peaceful nuclear facilities, all of which have been under the agency's full safeguards and monitoring. The world must not forget that it was the United States which, in the midst of a process to forge a diplomatic outcome, betrayed diplomacy by supporting the genocidal Israeli regime's launch of an illegal war of aggression on the Iranian nation.
It's funny how, you know, man, it's funny how when we go against things, you know, when America puts a foot down, everybody in the world complains. You know what I'm saying? But when America tries to be diplomatic about things, nobody wants to fucking listen. Just like when Biden was in office. It's like, now you complaining to the UN, you crying out for some type of help nationally, globally, from maybe one of your allies or whatever, you know, the United Nations. But when we try to be, I bet you it was all type of diplomatic before it came to missile strikes, I bet they were trying to go through all the proper channels because this could have happened way long ago. They've been attacking Israel. Iran has been at war. They've been, combative and obstinate when confronted with diplomatic reasoning. Like, so now you want to, when military actions has been taking place, now you want to fucking complain. Now you want to talk about how America is out of line and out of order and breaking all types of human rights violations and laws as far as attacking this nuclear weapon plant. Like, man, and like the irony in that, like the hypocrisy in that, y'all could sit here and bomb and kill all types of motherfuckers in our allied country, which is Israel. Y'all can sit here and send nuclear strikes and all type of stuff over there and kill innocent folks, attack them, invade them, do all type of shit. But when the big brother comes to defend the little brother, now y'all want to complain? Like, for one, we run this shit. That's the facts. Like, who you complaining to, motherfucker? There's no other person that you can complain to that's gonna come to your defense. Iran. Who you gonna complain to that's gonna come to your defense? Everybody know who the big dog is. Everybody know who Big Brother is. Ain't nobody about to come over here and start nothing with Trump, start nothing with America. Point blank, period. Okay, who you are. Ain't nobody about to come over here and start no shit with Trump. You know what I'm saying? That's just facts. Like, because it would be an ugly, ugly, ugly decision for wherever you come from if you do that. So it's really funny and it's to see this prime minister or whatever foreign minister just become so childlike in nature and just complaining and almost, it always seems like he's complaining and whining, in all honesty. Like, he's doing it in a diplomatic way, as far as just, the public speaking in this forum, but who are you crying to for help? You know what I'm saying? That's my question. Like, who are you really? Because it's falling on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna come to your defense? You know what I'm saying? Who has real empathy for a nation that really brought this on yourselves? So if you refuse to be diplomatic, what's the next step for America? What's the next step? Because they've been talking about this for a long time. So it's just funny to hear him complain to the UN or to whoever he's trying to get empathy from about the situation. But shit, we run this shit. You know what I'm saying? United Nations, we run this shit, dog. So.
Not content with such malign actions, the United States itself has now also opted for a dangerous military operation and aggression against the people of Iran. In doing so, the US administration holds sole and full responsibility for the consequences of its actions, including the Islamic Republic of Iran's right to self-defense under the principles of the United Charter. In accordance with the UN Charter and its provisions allowing a legitimate response in self-defense, Iran reserves all options.
Oh, okay. Hey, now he threatening us. Yeah, it did. Now this is some good information right here for folks that just want to, read along, listen along, that's even interested in politics and government and stuff like this, man. It's like it's about to be a very turbulent situation as far as them and their want to get retribution. But as I said before, the only way that they can really get retribution in America is domestic terrorism. These terrorist power cells from Iran, they probably got people in this country, man, unfortunately. They probably got people who empathize with Iran in this country. So that's what happens when you run a weak country, when you have weak borders. You don't know who you're letting the fuck in through the Mexican border. So now that's the only thing that me personally, I don't ever worry, because God is the highest power in the rule of this nation. But I take note of is the fact that we don't know who's here in this nation. Literally, we don't know who's here in this nation. It could be 100, it could be 500, it could be 1,000, it could be 10,000 strong Iranians here with improvised explosive devices, weaponry, guns, a cache. You don't know. You don't fucking know. Pipe bombs, and they could be ready to act. So that's something we got, in my opinion, we got to put all this bullshit, racism shit at the bottom the fuck away right now. Because right now it's serious time when people are threatening this nation. You know what I'm saying? This guy's literally saying, insinuating threats against us. Like we are the nation. Like me, you, whoever's watching this video, we are the nation. We are the part of this nation. We are the individuals that make up this great nation of United States of America. So he's basically saying he's threatening you, me, us, all of us, like together. So we over here worried about this bullshit that's going around in America, all this black versus white, fucking Carmelo Anthony, all this just dumb, low level, ignorant propaganda, and we have some real big issues facing this country, in my opinion, man. Like real big issues. Like we all here worried about just some of the most asinine things, in my opinion, man. Like getting all out of sorts about the election still. People are still upset about elections. Like people are wanting to do things and hurt politicians like they did up in Minnesota. The guy that unalived those the politician and her husband, and try to unalive the other two politicians. Like we are so low level in this country, and we are so blinded by hate and low level propaganda and bullshit. We don't even see the global threats that face this country on a daily, honestly. You know what I'm saying? With weak borders, we don't know who's here. We don't know who's here. We don't know who's here. It could be Russians here. It could be Iranians here. It could be anybody here, dude. It could be Hispanics here. A cartel of people that want to, who knows, that want to do domestic terrorism to us. We don't know who is in our country. So that's the biggest threat, in my opinion, is domestic terrorism. 1,000%, man. 1,000% is domestic terrorism. So, yeah, man. It's just disheartening to me to see this, how Americans think on a day to day, and what really sticks with us. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that stick with us is race hustling, race baiting, black versus white versus black. Black people want to see white people punished. White people just want to get the fuck away from black people, honestly, and live a life of their own. And they're getting, a lot of us black and white are getting black fatigue. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we got to come together as a nation and stop being so fucking emotional. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, just like Trump, like on Juneteenth, calling out the useless holidays and stuff like that. I feel like that was just left field for me. I didn't really fuck with that, honestly, but he's still my guy. He's still the Trump. He's still the man. He's still the orange man. You feel me? Still the MAGA man. So stuff like that. That to me, tweeting that was such a low level jab at something that's just irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is a fuck a holiday? Fuck a holiday. It's one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us the little bullshit Juneteenth off, in time and a half for folks. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, we have pressing issues like this. Y'all attacking Israel and you over here worried and tweeting about holidays, like stuff like that. We got to get our priorities straight, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this nation, and we got to get it back on track. Like, that's for sure. We have to get this thing back on track, man. Because shit, we're so fucking lost. You know what I'm saying? So fucking lost. Like, this is a bigger problem to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, than any of the stuff that goes on in America. Like just the bottom level, bottom dwelling issues of America that we cry about on a daily. This right here, to me, is a serious situation that's brewing. Because like I said, my biggest thing is domestic terrorism. We sit here and cry all day about, like I said, black versus white and animosity on the bottom. But man, there's so many things that's transpiring around us that could be a threat for us as Americans. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got to come together and drop that shit. That's just me. Like and I never was a fan of that shit in either way. People want to claim victimhood their whole lives, blame a whole race for their whole issues. I feel like that is the most just deplorable mindset to have, and such a loser mindset from a lot of folks to have, when they just want to point fingers at white folks and say they're the issues and they're the problem with all us and why we're losing and why we have issues. Man, we are one. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this nation is getting closer and closer, and stuff like this has got to pull us together. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's so much, when we have peace, we are one of the most divided nations ever, dude. So maybe this thing will be a blessing in disguise and pull us together, and we can have a common, like, not enemy, but whatever, a common enemy to look down on and to come together for, so we can protect our rights and our, rights to be happy and things like that, and pursue happiness and stuff like that, And yeah, I just hate that people are so consumed with race in America. That's just me. Like, when we have bigger fish to fry, we got improvements we can do to the medical infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? We got the militarism, things like that. Like I do feel like we could have kept our nose in our business a lot of times. America does, because we do have so many things we got to shore up here. We have so many, not even kinks in our armor, but holes in our armor we got to shore up at the bottom. Like I said, the borders. The borders have to be shored up. That's like a immediate threat to our safety as Americans, in my opinion. So that's one of the biggest things. We got to focus up on things that actually matter. Fuck this emotional race baiting shit that everybody wants to love, and fuck the sports shit. You know what I'm saying? That everybody wants to be infatuated with. Fuck the celebrity gossip ring that everybody wants to be infatuated with. Like I said, fuck the race shit. Fuck the race shit. Fuck the sexualization and the taboo leftist, just Sodom, sadistic Sodom and Gomorrah type mindset. Fuck all that shit. The gender mutilation of kids, all that stuff that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Gender dysmorphia, all this LGBTQ queerism and confusion. Fuck that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? We at war. You know what I'm saying? As a nation, we are at war. Fuck that bullshit that we've been consumed with for the first half of this a year in this nation. The election, fuck that election. It's done with. The orange man in here, baby. Big dog in here, you dig? So it's done, man. Let's come together. Let's stop the fight. And I've been saying this for the longest. And it's sad that situations like this gotta transpire, or it gotta be threats to our national safety, or other countries gotta send threats to us for us to open our eyes and be like, man, and give us some type of give us some type of priority, or like puts things into their proper perspective and priority, and prioritizes what's important. Because a lot of times, like, we've been so at peace here. We've been so at peace. We have so many rights. We have so much peace in America. We find things to argue about. That's just me. That's just what I observed in my 36 years. We have so much peace here in America. We have so many rights here in America. We have so many freedoms here in America that we are so bored, we choose to talk about race, talk about sex, talk about gender mutilation, talk about gender dysmorphia and all type of crazy taboo stuff that really, in the grand scheme of things, don't mean shit. Public safety means everything. Because if you're unsafe, then what's to stop an imperialist from coming here and taking over this country and overthrowing this government, and we all enslaved to them? Black, white, none of that shit will matter. It will be who's holding who's holding the gun. You know what I'm saying? Who? So we don't got time for those tyrannical type person coming over here trying to cause terroristic activities and threats against our national safety. No, like, we have to say, fuck that race shit, fuck that Carmelo Anthony race baiting bullshit that everybody wants to make money off of, everybody wants to claim victimhood for, everybody wants to cry about all these problems with America. America's great, man. America's great, dude, and we making it greater, man. And sometimes, like I said, we got to step up for our allies. Israel is our ally. Iran is causing conflict against Israel. So that's 1 + 1 = 2. We got to put our foot down and say, fuck this shit, and defend and protect our allies. So no, I'm not mad at that personally. Nah, not at all. Not at all, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button for me, baby. Hit that like button. But yeah, man, it's just like I said, it's an ongoing feud. It's been going on in the Middle East since before I was even born. You know what I'm saying? Like, they fighting over that holy land, fighting over nothing, if you ask me. But my biggest thing is, if we tell you to put your nuclear arms down, we got to put them motherfuckers down. You know what I'm saying? If not, it's going to come with a force, period. And you're not going to like it. And like I said, I feel like North Korea has got to be next. We got to figure out ways in which we can conversate and communicate with folks and, make this world a safe place for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Of all colors and principalities and all that, man, and creeds and races, man. We got to have a unified nation where we all are protected and free. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, injustice anywhere is a threat to injustice for all. So what it say? Injustice, as I think it was Martin Luther King that said it, an injustice for anyone is a threat to justice for all. So that's just my opinion, and that's what America stands on, and that's why I love America. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have to be the world police. You know what I'm saying? As they call us, they call America the world police. You know what I'm saying? They say we stick our nose in a lot of folks and foreign folks' affairs. Sometimes you gotta be, man, especially if it's a situation where it's a bigger person picking on a little person, especially this person is an ally. And even if it does have political, even if America does do it for political gains or political ramifications, or wanting to, overthrow or something, or they don't, we don't exactly have a good relationship with certain countries, so we want to be friends with their be allies with their enemies. That's life. You know what I'm saying? That's life. That's life, man. Because some things, like I said, it could be a threat to us in the future. So we got to put snuff that thing out now for the fire get going, baby.
To defend its security.
Also, if y'all trying to show some love on that Cash App, go ahead and like, share, subscribe to TNP. You want to show some love to the Cash App. The Cash App is $, toxic masculinity, POD. Let me see. Yeah, it's $ toxic masculinity, POD. On Cash App, $ toxic, TOXIC MASCULINITY, Show some love, man. Appreciate anybody tapping in with TNP today, man. It's all love. Just give my opinion, man. You know, politics is a very divisive subject. Something that I really, it's charging. It's something I actually take interest in a lot of times, man. I feel like, man, it's a necessary evil. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes a huge government can be an issue as well. We see it in a lot of these other countries, you know, Russia, China, things like that. You know, a huge government can also be a detriment at times as well. You want to feel like your voice is heard. You want to feel like you're included. You know, you want to feel like, you know, even at your level that you're heard. You know what I'm saying? So politics to me is just, it's a very divisive tool, but it's also can be a positive thing. You know, politics, government, all that wrapped up in one. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad at Trump. I'm not one of these people that's going to apologize to Iran. I'm not one of these people that's going to sit here and soft shoe and we're not with Trump. All that. I'm with Trump. I'm with Trump. If he's seen the reason to drop some bombs on this nuclear weapon plant, fuck that plant. You know what I did? Because, like I said, it could be a threat to us in the future, man. And me personally, I love America, man. I love the safety and the rights that it provides here. You know, it's the freedoms that it provides for its you know, citizens. I love the freedom that's provided for us citizens, American citizens. I love it. You know, it's a blessing. Like I said, it's something that we unfortunately take for granted, you know, universally. I feel like, you know, across the board, we take it for granted. I don't care where you come from, black, white, Mexican, illegal immigrant, y'all, they come to America and they take all these freedoms that we have for granted. They think it just comes here. No, it's different. It's shit like this. It's shit like Trump and shit like, you know, Obama has done nuclear strikes on Middle Eastern countries a lot. I think he did one of the most strikes in of all presidents. When he, like, it's a necessary evil. You got to keep motherfuckers in check. If not, they'll come and check you. Period. So a lot of these countries already have no respect for us. They already don't rock with us. They already don't rock with our way of life. You know what I'm saying? And in a lot of cases, we don't either. A lot of American citizens, we don't like the way that this country's been ran for the last, you know, 4, 5, 8 years with Trump and all that shit. I mean, not with Biden and all that craziness, man. Like, you know, the liberal Democrat plantation has been taking this country through the ringer. So a lot of us, you know, they've taken God out of our country. They've done a lot of things that just are deplorable, in my opinion. So, yeah, I feel like the right people are in place. I think they will continue to have, you know, this same regime in, hopefully. But I think I just think it's, like I said, just a lot of radical things have to take place in this country. You know what I'm saying? For us to get some type of real foothold and get ahead, in my opinion. So I'm not mad at Trump. Like I said, I'm not mad at all. Not mad at all, man. I'm not going to sit here and apologize. I feel like a lot of these countries with nuclear capabilities, we need to, you know, investigate and have, you know, more thoroughly and see what they have going on. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, but if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. And I just fuck with Trump for having a fucking backbone, man. You know what I'm saying? We had too many times we had some of these beta male wimpy ass leaders in here, man. You know, Joe Biden. So appreciate y'all tapping in, hitting that like button for me. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the podcast. Like I said, you want to show some love, show some love. $ toxic masculinity, POD on Cash App. That's $ toxic masculinity, POD. It should pop up with my little emblem on there. And I'm just, you know, talking cash shit for a little bit, man. Having a little fun with it. Just give my opinions. Hopefully I'm very informative. Hopefully I'm informative for y'all. Hopefully y'all like my spiel. And yeah, like I just, from a Black American, I just want to say I'm behind you. You know what I'm saying? I am behind this country. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue on. Let's see some more of these idle threats that that the Iranian foreign minister has to say after the Trump bombs, the key nuclear plants. Like I said, he's threatening us. He's threatening us with violence. He's threatening us with revenge. He's saying that we've made a state of chaos or a state of danger globally. So let's see what, you know, let's finish this thing off, see what we got to say real fast.
Security, interest, and people. Thank you very much.
We will now be taking questions. We'd like to start with the Associated Press.
Subscribe, baby. Appreciate you tapping in, all y'all. Subscribe to the channel. I got more videos coming all day long. We got videos. We got reaction videos, you know, just giving opinions, stating facts, stating our factual opinion out here. Because this is a country with beautiful people in it, man. I don't want to get this misunderstood. I don't want to get this misunderstood like I'm not a person I'm a person that loves people of all kinds, all races, all colors. I feel like we all can get along on this big old rock called Earth. It's enough space out here for everybody to have a peace and pursuit of happiness in their own things, in their own throes of life. Nobody has to impede on anybody's freedoms. Nobody has to disrespect anyone. Nobody has to hurt anyone. But I'm saying they are the ones who threw the first Molotov cocktail. They're the ones who threw the first bomb. They're the ones who threw the first rock. They're the ones who threw the first missile. So it's just like, you know, consequences must be had. The consequences are you're talking about, you want people to have consequences on us, but this is your consequences for not wanting to follow suit and not wanting to get on a accord of peace. So unfortunately, had to react.
Distinguished Minister, are the doors for negotiation still open?
They better be.
Can you hear me now? Distinguished Minister, the question is as follows. Is the door for negotiations still open?
Hey, they better be. They better be. He better open. If they close, you better open them motherfuckers open. You better pry them open, motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, you don't threaten America, we threaten you. You know the dig? So shout out to Trump, man, showing that backbone. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no squids around here. We ain't no spineless creatures out here. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no spineless people out here, man. We Americans. So it better be some room to walk back some of these words you're saying. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause this is some powerful rhetoric you saying right now, talking about threatening a whole nation. You know what I'm saying? So and you have no power in negotiations. You have no leverage. So you better want to be diplomatic about things, in my opinion. Iran has no leverage
Interpreter,
militarily
please speak.
to be dropping their nuts the way they act.
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
You better be apt to fucking communicating with us and having some type of diplomatic
In the English
resolve.
channel, can you hear me?
You better have some type of diplomatic resolve.
Translate real quick for my colleague. He's asking if there are still room for negotiations moving forward.
No. Arapça olarak diye sorabilirim. Eğer Arapça biliyorsan. It's all right now. You can translate. His translate is okay. Türkçe mi? Sayın Bakan, Ahmet Gannam من التلفزيون العربي. Müzakerelere hala kapı açık mı görüyorsunuz?
Is the negotiation door still open? Did you contact Tehran? What kind of damage has been incurred on the nuclear facilities? Is there any intermediary country like Turkey, like Saudi Arabia, like Qatar? Are you continuing your such activities of mediation? How do you see the process? Thank you.
Oh shit, it's a fox.
Been in touch
Damn,
with
let's see
Tehran,
if I can
of
turn my
course.
camera around. That's a
I
fox.
still do not have exact information about
Man, I
the
can't turn around. I'm out in Colorado. Damn.
level of
It's
damages.
a damn fox walking around. A little
But I don't
coyote or
think
something.
it matters how much damages
A little
have been
fucking
made.
coyote or some shit. Get my ass in my car. I don't like
Attacking
animals.
a nuclear facility by
Somebody pull out
itself
my strap and blast that motherfucker.
is an unforgivable violation of
That shit just walking
international law
around too.
and
It's a
should be
damn
condemned.
eating trash, looking for food. Definitely some
Yesterday,
type
as
of
I said,
coyote
I
or
had
something. You probably can't
discussion,
see it. It's over there walking.
And talks
He
with a
got
number of
the food in his mouth.
foreign ministers of the region. Almost all of them are very much concerned and interested to pay.
I fuck with Colorado though, man. It's been a good situation for me out here in Colorado, man. I love it out here. It's real peaceful, you know what I'm saying? It's a family-oriented place. I like Colorado, man. I really do. I really, really do, man. Yeah, the wildlife out here is kind of on steroids a little bit, man. But I fuck with Colorado, man. I don't know if any of y'all from out there. I can't really see no comments right now. for some reason. But y'all show some love. Show some love. I appreciate any bit of love y'all showing out there for me.
Role to end this aggression by Israel, of course. They were worried about a possible attack by the United States, but yesterday we were all talking about how to stop the Israeli aggression. Well,
Israeli aggression.
of course, the door for diplomacy should be always keep open, but this is not the case right now. My country has been under attack, under aggression, and we have to respond based on our legitimate right of self-defense.
This man is speaking like like the Iranians' hands are completely clean. That's something I want to know. Like, is Israel the main aggressor? Because I've heard of Iran doing missile strikes on Israel. I mean, what is a back and forth war going on out there in the Middle East between these two countries? But why is he seems like he's explaining it in the ways he's portraying it is as if they are the America and Israel are the aggressors. You know, that's something that's kind of confusing to me. That's something I really like to get to the bottom of and figure out exactly, you know, what the hell they're talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is Israel really the aggressor in the situation? Are they the antagonist? And I mean, I don't see it as such. I've never heard that. That's fair. I mean, of course, the prime minister for Iran would want to paint his country in an innocent light, and in a defenseless or a non-aggressive light. But what's the facts? That's what I want to know. What is the truth? What is the real truth, man? Because a lot of folks, they can sit here and lie and talk. Of course he's going to say his nation is the non-aggressor. Of course he's going to come out and say America acted irrationally. Of course he's going to say that. Of course, you know, when has somebody, a prime minister, ever come out and denounce something that their nation has done or said something negatively that detracted against their own better judgment or better, you know, wishes? That's not gonna happen. You know, even if y'all are wrong, you're gonna paint and depict it as if y'all are right. That's facts. Like, that's politics 101. You know, that's treasonous. Even, you know, that's treasonous to say that your country did something wrong, almost. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't trust somebody like this to say that the door is closed on diplomacy, because that's, you know, that's sad. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, America did get involved, I feel like they'll do, like, as he said, the door should always be open for being diplomatic and coming to a you know, a reasoning, a peaceful reasoning. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how it goes. Appreciate y'all tapping in, hitting that like button for me too, man. Plenty of likes. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate y'all tuning into my channel. Give me some views. It's a beautiful day today, man. Beautiful morning. Sun coming out. Early morning, man. We getting it in, getting this work in, getting this money for my family, building up a better situation for everybody, man. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do, man. Go out here and get this money for your family. Be a positive man of whatever circumstance you come from. That does not define you. You know, that's the greatness of America. You know, in a lot of these countries, man, they would love to have the infrastructure and capabilities that we have here in America. They would love it. You know what I'm saying? And as I said, a lot of the things we take for granted. A lot of things that they love to have, we take for granted like it's nothing. So that's my biggest thing. I want to teach Americans with appreciation. You know, accountability and appreciation. Have some appreciation for the liberties and the peace that you have in this country, man. I know I do. You know, I know I do for sure. You know, like, there's no bombs being dropped on our nuclear weapon facilities in America. You know, that's something that's a Middle Eastern Iranian problem. You know what I'm saying? Where they can have, you know, where they're open for military strikes. America's not. Like I said, the only threat we can have here in America is domestic terrorism. from foreigners, Middle Easterners, wherever, you know. So just that in itself, man, you got to be happy about that. You know, you don't got to have missile sirens going off left and right, you know, when you go about your day as a man or woman. You don't got to worry about your child's school being blown up. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to worry about stuff like that. You don't got to worry about being terrorized in America. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta count your lucky stars a lot of times. I feel like people, like I said, we take things for granted here. And that's one of the things I preach not to do. Whenever you sit around being a racist, hating people because of the color of their skin, I don't care if you're black, white, I don't care what color you are. When you sit around wasting your time in this beautiful country of America being a fucking racist, to me, you're ungrateful for the liberties and the peace that this nation provides you. You're so peaceful here, and you're so provided for, as far as security-wise, militarily-wise, that you got time to sit around and hate a person just because of the color of their race and their skin color. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. This nation is so peaceful. You can be whatever. You could worship the devil. You could do sadistic, hedonistic type shit like men and women marry. You know what I'm saying? No shout out, man. No knock to people that's on that vibe, but that's you. But I'm just saying this nation is so free. We worry about some of the most trivial bullshit. It's a beautiful thing, man. But it can turn ugly at the same time. Taking advantage of your rights. Taking them for granted. Taking these liberties for granted. Shitty ass water fountain. Man, like I said, drinking out of water fountains. Purified, clean water. Beautiful air. Like I said, I don't hear no sirens going on. No bomb sirens. I don't gotta get in no silos. It's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we take it for granted. That's one of the things that disgusts me. Ain't gonna lie to you. One of the things that disgusts me as a man, American man, is people that take their liberties for granted. You know what I'm saying? We can get up, we can work. People have lotteries just to get into this country. And y'all want to sit here and cry about Trump, what he hasn't done, or what he's doing to some other country. Y'all want to sit here and complain like he's just the most heinous, evil person, like he's Adolf Hitler or some shit. What they have the no kings protests. Like, come on, man. Come on, dog. Like we so protected that we can sit out here and have these irrational conversations and arguments about how this country is being ran. If you ask me, this country is being ran beautifully. If you ask me, this country is one of the best places for melanated folks, people that look like me, African folks, black folks. It's one of the most beautiful, peaceful countries for people that look like me. People of color, this is the most peaceful, beautiful, utopian society you can have in this world. It's just the people of this nation choose to see it the way they want to see it. They're so free, they choose to hate. Ain't that some shit? In America, you so free. We are so free that we choose to hate. Southland Security Officer. All right, 10-4, you have a good one. All right. Get into the moolah, get into the paper. Appreciate anybody, man, out there, man. The T and Peers, hit that like button, subscribe, throw something on that Cash App. T and Peers, man, I appreciate y'all tapping in for me while I give you this good rant about Trump, about this war that's going on in Iran, about this military strike that took place yesterday. Appreciate y'all tuning in, tapping in with me, taking time out your day to just give me a little bit of time to hear me out, hear my word, hear my opinion, hear my spiel. And, I'm always going to shoot it to you straight. I'm always going to try to be, right down the middle on things. Bipartisan. I don't like to lean too left or too right. You know what I'm saying? I try to be more so on the side of righteousness and on the side of being right and good You know, on God's side. I don't care about red or blue. I don't care about crip or blood. I don't care about Democrat or liberal or conservative or Republican. I don't care. You know, it's not my concern. My concern is that this country only improves. That's why I say I really want to get into politics. All I really care about is the production of this country and the productivity of this country, the positivity of this country continuing to improve. You know what I'm saying? As I've seen over my lifetime, it's a beautiful place. You know, beautiful, beautiful place, man.
And we will do that as long as needed and necessary.
We'd now like to take
a
question from Al Jazeera.
I'm about to get up out of here, man. But everybody listening, subscribe to the podcast. If you're out there listening right now, subscribe to the podcast for me. Show some love to TNP. We got more live reaction videos. You know, got more live streams coming. You know, we got sports segments coming up. It's just, you know, too much things and too much growth going on that we just so appreciative of. And like I said,
Thank you very much, Minister.
This right here kind of just caught my attention with the situation going on between Iran, Israel, and America. And I just want to get my opinion on it. You know, it's just, I'll get my 2 cents on this whole situation. And appreciate y'all tapping in, listening to me. Hit that like button for me. Hit that like button, hit that like button for me. And yeah, I just really definitely appreciate y'all tuning in and tapping in with TNP. Like I said, nowadays, too many broke wrists, soft shoeing, tap dancing, go along to get along, non-opinionated, non-critical thinking people out here that want to act like they have what's the best interest in mind for America. You know what I'm saying? The first thing, if you're adamantly against bringing God back into America, I feel like you can't even be in this conversation that we have as far as improving America and what's best for America. We got to bring God back to this nation, because a lot of time we're living a godless nation, a hedonistic nation, a nihilist nation where people would wish to pursue things that are purposeless, for lack of better words. It's purposeless. It has no purpose. You know what I'm saying? We got to try to pursue a more purposeful situation in life for folks in America. Got to have a purpose. So our purpose, you're leading each other to death. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, like I said, I feel like a lot of people are so bored. They have so many rights in America that they lose sight of what's really important and what's paramount for us to be a great nation like we are. So yeah, man, I'll never condemn this nation, man. Long as it's protecting my rights and freedoms, which is done my whole life, unequivocally. You can't question that. I don't care who you are. You know, we had our nicks and our slings and things like that, you know, periodically, but domestically, we're protected. You know, foreign, we're protected foreign. You know, that's a big thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not protected from foreign regime, you're open. So the biggest problem in my lifetime has been domestic issues. You know, police issues, systemic racism issues. But I feel like a lot of those things are being resolved, and they have been resolved in a lot of ways. You know, I am adamantly for law enforcement, me personally. You know, I don't want to live in a lawless nation, but we're forced to look over our shoulders and protect ourselves at all times. You know what I'm saying? So, and we have nobody, a third party we can call on to help, you know, facilitate order. So to me, yeah, I'm all with blue. Blue lives matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Conservative lifestyle, a biblical lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? A non-matriarchal lifestyle. Something where men are pushed to the leadership roles in families. That's what I'm all about. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate everybody tapping in with me, man. It's been a long journey. Long journey. You know what I'm saying? Getting this TNP off the ground, getting this thing jumping like it is. But it's also appreciated. Also appreciated, man. Like I said, hit that like button if you're out there. Tap into TNP. See what you're talking about real fast.
Sir, so you say that you need to respond right now, but we know that Iranians are known for their talents in negotiations, in diplomacy and trade. What would be the conditions after responding for Iran to come back to a negotiation table, maybe with the U.S. as well? And Turkey has been offering that Ankara can mediate for a trilateral between Turkey, US, and Iran. What would be your response to that? Because right now the US is technically involved in this conflict. Thank you.
Well, I think it is irrelevant to ask Iran to return to diplomacy, because we were in the middle of diplomacy. We were in the middle of talks with the United States when Israelis blew it up. And again, we were in the middle of talks and negotiation with Europeans, happened only 2 days ago in Geneva, when this time Americans decided to blow it up. So we were in diplomacy, but we were attacked militarily. So it was not Iran, but the US who betrayed diplomacy. They betrayed negotiations. When at the middle of negotiations with us, they gave green light to Israelis, if not instructed them to attack Iran's nuclear facilities. I think they have proved that they are not men of diplomacy, and they only understand the language of threat and force. And this is very unfortunate.
So now you coming at us now, Prime Minister. You coming at us now, Foreign Minister. You talking about my country, which I love. You talking about the people of this country, which are God. This is God's country. You dig? So now you talking about now you really fucking up. Now you really messing up out here. You know what I'm saying? You talking about we're lacking diplomacy. You talking about our character, our moral fiber as a country. We come a long way in this country. You know what I'm saying? At one point, I could, you know, maybe smoke a bag of that as far as talking about, you know, the morality of this country, man. But I feel like we've come a long way. We've come a long way, man. We're not just left and right, just out here just doing military strikes at people for no damn reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Talking about we broke diplomacy, man. Y'all probably wasn't moving fast enough, in all honesty. And that's just the facts. Y'all probably was being disrespectful. Y'all probably was disregarding our words and our messages to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Your leaders, y'all probably disregarded us. You know, the emails, the actions, the calls, y'all probably was just, you know, dismissive of it. So, you know, we got to tap that ass. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but that's how life goes. We all know this. You disrespect a parent, you disrespect a supervisor, you disrespect somebody of authoritative figure, they gonna spank that ass if they got power over you. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna pull no cards and they ain't gonna pull no punches with you. They're gonna spank that ass. So that's what we had to do, man. And then, like I said, you out here crying, doing press conferences and shit, man. You ain't about to do nothing. Iran ain't about to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? The only thing they can do, as I said, the only threat that I perceive is to be domestic terrorism. And they got some people, smuggle some people up through the immigrant pipeline. You know, which is, I've been saying this for the longest time as to why I was so pro-Trump and so adamantly against Kamala Harris, the hoe, and Joe fucking Smo, Crazy Joe. So that's why I was so adamantly against them too. And I still am. I still am. But to question us, man, please. Motherfucker, please, man. Of course you're gonna paint Iran as this innocent country that has never done anything wrong. Everybody's attacking y'all. America's morally untrustworthy. Israel's morally untrustworthy. People are just picking on y'all for no reason. We came out of left field to, you know, America and Israel came out of left field to attack y'all for no reason. Y'all just sitting here, you know, eating y'all Hamas, eating y'all falafels and halach, and y'all ain't doing nothing wrong, and motherfucker just fucking with y'all. And come on, dog. Come on, man. We don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. You need more people. We don't. We don't believe that y'all hands are clean. Nobody believes that. Y'all don't even believe that. You know what I'm saying? You don't believe that. This Prime Minister, he don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? He's full of shit. Stop sitting around trying to act like y'all hands are clean, man. Everybody wants to dump all this shit on America like we just America's fucking toilet or America's porta potty, man. I mean, like we the world porta potty. Stop trying to take a dump on my country. Fall in line. It's a natural order of things. Big fish eat little fish. The fact that a big fish would even be diplomatic and talk and try to be reasonable is a blessing. That already shows your moral fiber is intact. Because in the real world, out here in the animal world, animal kingdom, big fish eat little fish. They don't even talk. They don't have no conversations about find me some algae or something else to eat, or something that's suitable nutritiously and that's in my, you know what I'm saying, that's in my food chain. Find me something else and I won't eat you, fish. No, they just eat them. A shark just eats a little fish. So that in itself, y'all are little fish. Y'all are guppies. We are great white. America's the great white. Iran is a fucking guppy. If you want to talk about in the animal kingdom and in the pecking order of things. So the fact that we ain't just blowing y'all to fucking smithereens shows that we have a shred of moral fiber. Come on, man. But like I said, man, hey, appreciate it. Getting out of here, man. I got some good streaming in today. Y'all 24 out there, man. Show some love on that Cash App, $ Toxic Masculinity Podcast, $ Toxic Masculinity POD, or $ Will or Way. Would be even better would be to comment, like, subscribe. Go ahead, tap in with the channel because we're gonna have some more informative videos coming up, man. But that would be the most awesome thing is just to subscribe to the content. I appreciate y'all tapping in, listening to it. It's been all love. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I'm gonna finish my day off, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. It's been all love. TNP, man. I love the TNPers out there that's tapping in with me. 20 likes. That's a blessing. Thank you. Man, it's all love, man. All love, man. Peace and hair grease. We're about to get up out of here and enjoy the rest of this morning, man. Y'all have a blessed morning. Get y'all something good to eat. Go to church, get that word, do something, man. Read or crack the Bible if you don't, if you're not in the position to congregate. Crack that Bible open or have a conversation with the Lord. It doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? Just however your connection with the Lord is, man. Make sure you have that conversation with him, with the Most High. Man, I love y'all, man. Real talk. I love everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? So